Welcome to Tavistock Talks, the podcast where we discuss the key trends from the business world and bring you expert commentators to share their views.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tavistock Talks. I'm very pleased and honoured to have Anthony Viljoen, Chief Executive of Andrada Mining, joining me today. Really on the back of yesterday's announcement. Congrats on the announcement, Anthony, with regards to the partnership with ACAM. And I just thought for the next 10, 15 minutes, we're going to go through a few questions on the announcement and a bit of an update on how's everything going at Andrada. So thanks for joining me, Anthony.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me, Charlie. It's a great transaction, and I think I'm very excited to talk to you about it.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, just tell us a little bit about the partnership and also about ACAM, about the actual company itself.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie. So you'll know very well that we've got a number of assets, and the key is always to find the right partner to unlock these assets so that we can advance them in a substantial way. ACAM is very well known for their financial expertise. They have supported the development and expansion of a number of mining resource projects worldwide and in Africa in particular. They have a very collaborative approach, and the partnership has worked well over the period that we've taken to get the deal cemented.
So was the partnership all about the Brandberg West asset? I mean, is that the asset that really caught ACAM's eye? And what work has been done up to date?
So ACAM were shareholders in the company, so they knew of the asset. But the asset in itself was of particular interest to them. Brandberg West is one of our favorite assets in that it was a historical open pit mine. It was operated by Goldfields for a number of decades. What is quite interesting is that copper was reported but was never concentrated. This was a tin and tungsten mine, as I mentioned. So copper adds an extra dimension. And like the rest of our portfolio, is a polymetallic ore body, which means that we can derive multiple revenue streams. What is also of note is the drilling campaign that we undertook in 2024, which revealed high-grade intersections of tin, tungsten, and copper with grades of up to 4% tin, 4% tungsten, and over 2% copper. And these were all from surface. And these grades occurred within a vein-hosted system, and this system extends for a further 4 kilometers. So there's a lot of exploration upside, and we do believe that this could be a significant asset in the not-too-distant future.
I mean, that is excellent timing. And just looking at the copper price at the moment and what's happened over the past few weeks since the new year, that's
well, don't forget about the tungsten and the tin.
I know. I was going to say that. I was going to say the tungsten and the tin price are all strong, but don't want to tempt fate. But that 4 kilometer strike is very, very exciting. Let's just go back to the deal itself. Anthony, can you just give us a little bit of a snapshot to explain the structure of the deal that was announced yesterday?
So essentially, what we wanted to do is ultimately expedite the development of Brandberg West. So there are a couple of work streams that we focused on, one of which is obviously the geological expansion and drilling work. There's the ore characterization, just to understand a little bit more about the copper mineralization. And then obviously we want to do more detailed metallurgical test work to understand what the optimal flow sheet would be to extract these minerals. We do have precedents for mining historically, so there is a lot of information that we can work from, but it's all about the scale and seeing how big we can develop this deposit.
So I understand that Andrada will sort of retain operational control, regarding the ACAM partnership. In terms of working with ACAM, the support the company or the partnership will sort of offer Andrada. Can you sort of expand a little bit on that in terms of what sort of skill sets do they sort of bring to the party?
Yeah, so look, I mean, from our point of view, Andrada will retain control. We have very deep expertise in terms of developing and executing large-scale projects, which I think is part of the attraction that ACAM brought on board with us. What ACAM also have is on the financial and corporate side in terms of taking projects and developing them alongside management teams. So I think the collaborative approach between both parties will massively enhance the future potential of this asset.
So yeah, I mean, your Andrada's becoming a sort of a developer of a collection or a suite of critical minerals now. Um, that is something which it sort of gathers further interest across a whole bunch of different investors. So with regards to reducing your capital commitments, due to say that you've now got greater liquidity, flexibility to advance operations across the portfolio, right?
Yes, exactly, Charles. And what's very interesting, just to talk a little bit about the portfolio in itself. So when we first went into Namibia, the idea was that this geology was of particular significance, and that although we focused on tin primarily because of all the historic tin production that was in the region, what we really wanted to do was identify all the historic mining areas and put them together in a portfolio of assets. And what we've done now is that we've obviously unlocked the production potential at Weiss, and we're in the process of scaling that. At Lithium Ridge, we have partnered with SQM to expand the exploration potential there. And then at Brandberg West, was a bit of a hybrid between exploration and development. And now that we've identified the partner, we have successfully unlocked the potential of this portfolio and of the Eronga region in particular. And so we're very excited that we have 3 assets that in their own right would be suitable for a single company project. But we now have the liquidity, obviously, and the flexibility to expand them and, take maximum benefit of the economies of scale and scope that this provides us.
Now, you mentioned the US asset. Can you give us an update or the latest on the jig plant, on the second jig plant?
So the jig has been commissioned well up to this stage. What we have noticed is that there have been a buildup of fines in part of the circuit. So what we're looking to do is bottlenecks parts of that, and that we're hoping to get to full steady state in the not too distant future.
Now, we mentioned just a moment ago on the rising commodity prices in tin, copper, and tungsten. Just on tin, I mean, are there plans to scale up tin production? Is that still the priority at Andrada? What's your views on that for the moment?
Yes, most definitely. Our primary focus at Weiss is to scale up production this year. Given the nature of our circuit, it is a gravity-based circuit, so there are always areas in which we can improve. And our razor focus for this year is getting as much metal tons out of that plant and tonnage into the plant as possible.
Anthony, thanks for your time. But just finally, one more question from me. I mean, Namibia is fast becoming Africa's mining darling. And just give us a snapshot of what it's like working in Namibia.
Namibia is a fantastic country to operate in. You would have noticed that there have been a number of significant projects being developed and scaled up in the last year or so. So we are very proud to be Namibian. We're very proud to be developing Namibian projects for the benefit of all Namibians. But what it does showcase is that Namibia is open for business. It's open for geology. It's open for mining. And it really is a fantastic place to be operating in. And I think hopefully there's going to be a lot more investment in the not too distant future.
Excellent. Anthony, thank you so much for your time. Once again, congratulations on yesterday's announcement with regards to the ACAM partnership. I'm Charlie Vivian. That was Anthony Viljoen, and this is Tavistock Talks.